Hi and welcome to this Composite C1 video. My name is Markus Wendt and I'm going to be talking about some of the UI improvements that we have included in Composite C1 version 1.3. The target audience are web professionals that have experience with earlier versions of Composite C1. I'll be diving into the specific areas where we have made changes in the latest release, and I expect this to take about 15 minutes. So I'll just jump right into the UI and show you the areas where we have changed stuff. Okay, so here I have the Composite C1 console, and one change we've done is we've added nice selectors for selecting pages and images. These used to be drop downs, and on sites with a lot of pages or a lot of media, these drop downs got unwieldy. And what we've done instead is we've reused the trees we already have running on the left side for selecting items. And in case of images, we have added a preview feature, so you can see the images you're selecting. Also, you can notice that I can use keyboard navigation to do selections. So this should definitely make image and page selection easier on large websites. Also, we've rewritten the Ajax layer in our console, which have yielded a more responsive user interface. So, for instance, if I go at a new field in the previous versions, if I renamed a field, the change wouldn't show up in the list to the left until I switched away from the item. But now I get a instant feedback over here. Also, an area where we've spent a lot of effort is the function call designer. Just quickly open up an XSLT function. So in this area, previously, if you had did a function call where you had nested function calls as parameters, you would have a situation where you would get pop-ups, and in certain situations you could get up to 3 pop-ups on top of each other, and it was pretty hard to dive into the depth of function calls and change values, and also keeping an overview. Now what we've done here in 1.3 is that we've actually put in the entire tree, so you can dive right into a nested function call that is feeding a parameter and go change values. We also have source code access, so you can actually go write up changes in your code. Also, we've made it a lot easier for XSLT developers to work with input parameters and bind them to a function call. For instance, if I would like to be able to control this particular parameter here from the outside, instead of just specifying a constant, I would actually like to have this exposed as one of my input parameters. Well, I could go to my input parameter tab. I'll add a new one. Now the particular parameter is a boolean, so I'll set that as well. I can specify default value. So now we have an order input parameter. By default it's true. if I go here to the order ascending, I can now say, okay, I want this to be an input parameter, and it will show me the input parameters that match my type, Boolean. So it's pretty fast to work with input parameters and bind them to your function call as an XSLT developer. Also, a nice little feature is we've added to the system is a concept called page types. I'll not dive much into this in this video. I'll do that in another video. But the basic concept is that you can now define metadata that is attached to a specific page type. So, for instance, if I go edit a page, in the settings tab, I can select what page type I want. Now, before I change it, you should notice that I have 4 tabs up here. So if I go change this to a specific page type here, the news page, here I've added an extra tab and some extra fields. So if I go and set this, you'll see that I instantly get a new tab up here where I can go and write my data and specify metadata which is specific for the page type. Now, what we've done behind the scenes is that we've completely rewritten our Ajax layer in order to do this. We previously based our Ajax on the ASP.NET Update panel, and we've written our own JavaScript Ajax layer to get these new features. All in all, it should give you a better UI experience, a more responsive UI, faster as well. But just to run through the points here, we have tree-based widgets for selecting pages, media, and images. The image selector has a preview. We have a more dynamic and responsive UI. The function call designer gives developers a complete overview. It's easy to dive into details. And you have XML source access, which enable you to copy paste large function call constructs around in the system. You have easy access to parameters in XSLT functions. We had parameter support in the earlier version, but it was a fairly tedious task to combine an input parameter to a function call. We also have instant feedback in elements like the data type editor and in other parts of the system. Also, we have support for dynamic metadata on pages, where page type changes can make metadata fields show up and disappear. We've got keyboard support for tree browsing, tab switching, and hopefully this will give you a great user experience. Thank you for watching the video. You can get more information about Composite C1 on our website or documentation site, or follow us on Twitter.